Hey buddies, welcome to another Brazilian Buddy Show. My name is Andrey and I'm here to prove to you that Brazil is more than samba, football and carnival. Today I have Romi. So Romi, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm super glad that your invitation. And yeah, here
That's okay.
we are.
Okay, so Romi, who are you and what do you do?
Yes, so I'm Romi Brazil. I'm a singer, Brazilian singer. I live in the Netherlands 3 years. I'm from Rio de Janeiro. And yes, I'm here doing what I did in my entire life, music and a bit more.
Nice. So you are a carioca, right?
Yes, I am carioca.
And how does it start that crazy? Like, let's go to the Netherlands and play my music. How was it like on that whole process?
Yeah, so first this process started in Portugal before the Netherlands. I'm on a total 14 years living in Europe. And the Netherlands was something 3 years ago, around 3 years ago, I just moved to live here. And as I said before, my life was always music. Since 15 years old, I sing like professionally, and then I just did this the entire life. I had parallel jobs and another kind of work, but music was my main reason to survive and my passion. And then I moved to Portugal. After Portugal, Spain, and after Spain, I just decided to live here. And I work going, coming and come back, and just to see how the Netherlands was. And I kind of feel interested to the culture, and I wanted to see how would be like to live here and survive by music. And I just decided to move, and I'm here.
Oh, so in other words, like the music was really important to plan which city you will choose, right? Like
Yes.
which cities in Portugal and Spain you lived?
I lived in Lisbon, the capital, and in Spain, I lived in Seville. This is,
Oh, Seville.
yeah,
Yeah. Nice. And in in Netherlands,
yeah.
you're living in which city?
In Utrecht. This is like around center east of the Netherlands. We have like four, five main cities here: Rotterdam, Amsterdam, The Hague. That's the parliament is there, and Utrecht. So this is not a big city, but this is the university city. So you have a lot of students, a lot of movement here, and the economy as well. And I really like to live in this city. I don't change. I don't will go to live in Amsterdam because everybody thinks that the Netherlands is only Amsterdam, but you have beautiful cities such as here, Utrecht. They call like the small Venice in or the small Amsterdam. Sorry, the small Venice is Hilton, is another city, but they call like Utrecht a small Amsterdam. It's more cozy and have more this feeling of a small town, but in the same time you have is a kind of a big.
Yeah, I think that unfortunately the Dutch people has the same problem with us because when you think about Holland, you think about Amsterdam,
Yes,
right?
yeah,
And the channels, and I think that here in Brazil, Rio is the same thing, right? And you are from there, so probably you saw a lot of like foreigners and people aiming that Brazilian culture like samba and Christ the Redeemer and football,
yeah.
right? And it, it's an interesting question that I have because you live in a country that it's not common, let's say that. So, do you have any story related to be a Brazilian? Like people asked you and anything related to Brazil, or you have funny stories to tell to us?
A lot. So and mostly being a woman. Yes, the first thing that people ask, because you're talking about the stereotype, no? Because as the comparison, like Rio, São Paulo, and this football and Pelé is one of the first things that some people, like Chinese people, saw me. First thing that they said, no, you're not Brazilian. You're too white to be Brazilian. So they have a type of stereotype in their mind, and how much more far from Europe, like Asiatic people, they think that we are all black or indigenous, and we look like Pelé, for example, because the reference that they have is this, no? But I understand, like, is like we have, like, about the Netherlands, years before, I thought that the Netherlands was like a girl with that kind of typical hat and that shoes, no, the yellow shoes, and you imagine like you just have like a tulip fields, yes, or
Blonde people, blue eyes.
yes, blue eyes, and then you come here. It's a big mix. It's a multicultural country. No, you already have people that they are the second, third generation of Turkish people, but they are already Dutch. They are from the Netherlands. They born here. So in my neighborhood, for example, I have a lot. You have a lot of people here that the great father was from Africa, and they speak Dutch. They don't speak the dialect or the language from the country, the native country for the great father or the grandmother. You understand? So it's this the second or the third generation. And then what's happened, and people sees me, usually first they don't think that I'm Brazilian because I'm too white, or they think that I am Turkish or Greek or Italian or whatever, Spanish. And then the second, when I say, I am Brazilian, where you come from? Rio de Janeiro. You have to dance samba for us. So this is stereotype. They think that because you are Brazilian and you're from Rio, that is more, more intense. The thought that Rio samba, Rio carnival, and then this is a perfect combination to people say, please dance a samba for us or sing a samba for us, because I know that a lot of Brazilians just don't know to dance samba, and this is very normal, very common, and not every Brazilian likes samba.
Like football.
Yes, yeah.
Or you can hear Brazilians say, I hate carnival. You
Yes,
can hear that.
yeah. I know a lot of people that just hate carnival, and then this is funny, because they connect this, they have this connection, and but I understand and I make jokes, but sometimes it's a bit we feel a bit tired because I live in 3 countries, and I hear this a lot, people just repeat and saying that. And in my case, it's funny because I always sing samba since I was child. This is like a part of my paternal family. So my father, my grandfather, father of my father, so all my father's family, they play like chorinho, samba, or bossa nova. Then this is in my family, this is part of the tradition of my family. But not everybody likes samba. Not everybody have people, relatives that play samba or play cavaquinho or play pandeiro or just dance samba. This is so funny, but yes.
Yeah, I think that, okay, it's a stereotype about samba, but it's really common to see, you're going down the streets in any place of Brazil, you have some bars and people are just, we say grupo de pagode.
Yeah.
So it's like just a group of people just playing instruments. Also cavaquinho, drinking beer and, eating barbecue. So it's really common. And just, talking about that thing that you said, people in Europe, I was there, and they said that I look like a Middle East person.
Yeah, perhaps.
And, yeah, because I'm a little bit of mulatto.
Yeah.
So not black to be white, not white to be black.
Yeah.
And my beard was a little bit, growing. And they say like, well, you are probably from Iraq or Israel, something like that.
Yeah.
So and when I say about, well, I'm from Brazil, and of course Neymar, Pele came out, and Carnival, and it's totally fine. I think that every country in the world has this kind of things. If you talk about Greece, you have like the Greek gods, and you know,
Yeah.
any place in the world, they have your stereotypes. So that's why we are here, trying to bring other point of views of Brazil, right? So that's why I would like to talk about the Brazilian music, because you know, you play, you bring the Brazilian culture probably on your songs. So is it really common to see people asking for Brazilian music in your presentations?
Yes, yes, people ask a lot, but what I've, to me is very curious that when I say that I'm singing samba, a lot of people just feel surprised. For example, in Spain, when I lived there, I had a Roda de Samba. I was director for Roda de Samba during the 2 years.
Oh,
And
nice.
very funny because people just thought that samba was something only relative to the carnival. Was like a
Mhm.
samba enredo, no? The samba that you saw at the television, no? And then when you sing the samba, like old sambas, like from, I don't know, 1945 or whatever, like old
80s.
samba, no? We call samba de raiz, like roots from the roots, no? And then some people from Spain, they just asked if I was singing fado from Portugal, because the samba was
Oh.
very intense, very dramatic, wasn't a very happy melody, was a bit like a more sad song. So, and then they asked me at the end, but this was fado. What was this? What kind of music is it? And I had to explain that samba, we had different types of samba. It's like a big tree with different leaves, with different uh, uh, places that you can see the samba from carnival, samba, song samba, romantic samba, like you said, pagode. You have different type of sambas, and I was trying to explaining that that kind of samba was like a samba, very old samba, and then was a bit dramatic indeed, but doesn't mean that samba is always connect with happiness and carnival and dance, no? And the funny thing is this, that the reference that they had about samba in South Spain was the carnival, the Avenue Samba in Sambódromo in Rio. That was interesting, funny, and also the connection with fado in Portugal because of the sadness, because not always samba is about joy and happiness and party. And usually the foreigners, they don't know about this, no? And when I sing this type of samba, the old sambas, they don't connect, you know, they lost their reference.
Yeah, I did my homework, so I was, you know, trying to find interesting stuff about samba, and people say that it was born in Rio, and other people say that it was born in Salvador. And if we see in a picture from Rio, of course, Portugal was really important because we were colonized by then.
Yeah.
So probably we got a little bit of fado, but on the other hand, Salvador was we had an African influence, so probably the songs, the beatings
Yes.
was influenced by African people.
Yeah.
So I know that the song Pelo Telefone I think was
The first samba record. Yeah.
yeah, I think 1940
Yeah.
something, I'm not sure.
Was the first
And
on radio, if I'm not mistaken. If it was the
really
first, yes, yeah, yeah.
awesome. And if you see that song, that first song is completely different from Carnival, as you can
Yes.
see. Like as you said, it's a little bit sad, and the rhythm was slow. You know,
Yeah, more
we don't have
slow.
like it's
Yeah,
not something
more
fast.
slow. Yeah, samba song. We call samba song. You know, you have like Noel Rosa, the great composers, you know, from the past. The sambas was talking about something that was happening in daily life, or a story about love with some humor sometimes, and or a lot sad, you know, like Cartola, like Nelson Cavaquinho. You have a lot sad sambas, and you also have samba from south of Brazil that is way more sad, that from the oh my god, Lupicínio Rodrigues, that
Mhm.
by coincidence, I met a friend in Lisbon, She comes from south of Brazil, and her thesis or her master in Lisbon, she was trying to connect the samba and the fado, saying that the samba, the connection that the people from south of Brazil, the fado and the samba is more close because of the reference that they have about Lupicínio Rodrigues. So the samba was way more sad than the samba from Bahia, from Rio. And then if you can listen the songs and the lyrics are way more sad. And we also believe that was also some Portuguese influence.
Oh, yeah, I'm learning now. And in the 90s or 80s, pagode was like a kid, like a son from samba, and it's a little bit like they are always almost similar, but they have differences, of course. And it's the same thing. It talk about love, happiness,
Yeah,
and
broken
I think, yeah, and the written, in my opinion, of course, I'm not, musician, but it's a little bit faster, right?
Yes, yes.
Sometimes, of
Yeah,
course.
sometimes, yeah. And this is something funny because I heard this from some foreigners from here, from Spain, from not from Portugal because they understand our lyrics, but and I also know this old lyrics is very funny because Portuguese people they consume a lot our culture in general, our poets, our literature, our music, our novels, our movies. So they are way more connected with Brazilian culture than we are connected with Portuguese culture. It's very funny this.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
And about another country that don't speak Portuguese, like the Netherlands, like UK, like Spain, the reference that they have is like the samba is always happy, even if the lyric sad, because they don't understand the lyric. And the samba, you have pandeiro, no, the tamborim and the cuica, and sounds a bit, even a bit slow, sounds always like shaking, something that you want to shake, you
You
want
wanna dance? Huh?
yeah, you want to dance. And then for them this means that okay, then this is a party. So every time that when I started to play samba in Spain, the first people started to dance was Spanish. So you didn't see Brazilian people dancing. Brazilian people just dance after the third or the fourth beer, perhaps. But the
Oh.
Spanish, no, even with any beer, they samba, okay, whoo. So the connection that they have is party. The first thing that they have in mind, we have a Brazilian party, we have a Brazilian music and somewhere party. So this is very funny. And until they understand that's not like this, they have to dive deep at the culture to connect and to understand also that we were colonized by the Portuguese, and perhaps we have some influence from the fado, etc., etc.
Yeah, Brazil has a lot of faces. So I remember now, well, if you want to see deeper songs and a little bit of sadness, you have Bossa Nova, which is really famous around the world.
Yeah,
And later MPB, like we say in Portuguese, música popular brasileira, so like popular.
Brazilian music.
Popular, yeah, exactly.
Brazilian music, yeah.
And you have the girl from Ipanema, the famous A Garota de Ipanema. And it's not a dance song, right? You're just, enjoying the music and
Yeah.
relax,
Yes.
right? And so it's other faces. And I know that maybe there is a little bit of samba influence there, of course, with the instruments, but it's not something faster. It's more, to relax and understand the lyrics, right? And you play MPB there in
Yes,
Netherlands?
I play MPB, I play some bossa nova as well. And bossa nova came after samba. And of course, they had the influence from the samba. So what's happened was the samba come from the poor areas, mostly Rio, Bahia, the place that we can find sambas in the research, in the story, etc. And we also have a doubt if the samba born in Bahia or born in Rio. So we have divergence between states about the samba, about the origin of the samba. But in fact, the samba influenced the bossa nova, the style bossa nova. And the people that started the bossa nova, they came from kind of conservatory studies, more like, or lyric or classical music, because Tom Jobim, Vinícius de Moraes, the father of the bossa nova, they come from rich family. Vinícius de Moraes was a diplomat, diplomat, I don't know the probably word, but they come from high society, so to speak. And then what happened, they just came by curiosity to research to have some inspiration. And the inspiration that they had was samba, and they kind of mix with jazz and classical music. And then the bossa nova was born.
Yeah, that's true. Like you think that we have a little bit of blues because let's say that it's like poems in a form of a music, right?
Yeah.
Bossa nova in my vision, because if you know a little bit of Portuguese, you can see that a deeper, way to say the things. It's so dramatic,
Yeah.
they have that deepest thing, like the dark side, let's say that, and talk about love, of course.
Yes, I
And
believe.
sometimes meanings that even us can understand, because like you read the lyrics and like, okay, but what does it mean? Like, you don't have
they brought a lot of metaphors, like metaphoric meaning, so you can't really understand, like if you are not paying attention, if you're using bossa nova as like a music to the background to you have a drink, for example, you're not paying attention, you just pass, like you don't really understand what the meaning of that. But if you stop and okay, I will contemplate the song, you start to understand, and you see the sophistication that they brought to the songs. And the samba, you have also kind of poets, but was more you see more simplicity at the lyrics, because they were poor. They, like Cartola, just had like the first year in the school or the college, so these people was poor, and they didn't have like the same knowledge and the same background that Tom Jobim and Vinícius de Moraes had.
Yeah, like they talk about daily life in slums, right? Favelas.
Yeah.
And you can, it's like so clear in his songs. Like they talk about his life with women, and playing samba with his friends.
Yeah, yes.
And he's trying to get a better life, but Brazil is difficult, that kind of stuff. And you play sertanejo as well, because we are going in another phase of Brazil now.
Yeah. No. Because my reference was my father family, and they all played these styles, chorinho, bossa nova. So since child, during the Christmas and parties at home, in my father's family is super big. So I have lots of cousins and aunties, and people already died and other born. So I don't know everyone from my father family, but big part of them, they played some instrument, or cavaquinho, or bandolim, or like a flute, air instruments, whatever, percussion, you name it. And then my main reference was samba, chorinho, and bossa nova. And then just like I miss a bit, yes, MPB as well, but other styles just a little bit. So perhaps bit of jazz, blues, like this is like more the international field. But Brazilian music in general, I like folklore music, or from northeast of Brazil. I also like from Maranhão, for example. But it's funny that I didn't have connection. Perhaps like viola, no, like viola caipira. I like this, but sertanejo, I really don't. Never been there, like deep inside. No, just something in the radio.
Yeah, let's say that. Okay, Brazil is huge, so you have a lot of Brazilian music.
Yes.
And depending where you are, you like that kind of song. So if you are from Rio, São Paulo, maybe you have that samba influence,
Yeah.
pagode. Maybe in the center of Brazil, you have sertanejo, which is more a country song. So
Yeah.
it's like talking about the cows, you know, the animals, and I wanted to return my countryside.
Yeah.
So that place of Brazil, like Goiás, Mato Grosso do Sul
Yeah.
state, it's a little bit this. In the northeast of Brazil, you have forró, and I cannot describe how, you know, works because it's completely different from the rest of the world. Probably you have sanfona, you have a lot of instruments,
Tabu.
um, zabumba, yeah, and they talk about, you know, the another daily life. So there it's more about, you know, um, it's not a desert, but you have like some, how can I say, arid climates there.
Yeah.
So they
Very
talk
dry.
about their, yeah, that difficulty is there, you know, and again the daily life there.
Yeah.
In the north you have carimbó, which is
Yes, another style. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
another style, and I know that carimbó they mix a little bit of animals movements
Yeah.
in the dancing, so it's
Yeah.
really nice to see. And the rhythm it's different again. So you have carimbó, forró, sertanejo, samba, and
Yeah.
in at south you have I forgot the style name.
They have
At
a
south.
Guarani, a Guajira. I don't really know exactly the name. I think it's Guarani. They have a very, this is very typical music from that is influenced by the people from Uruguay and the Pampas, no? The I think.
Yeah, they have a huge influence from Europe. So the songs, it's more like you know, yeah, it's again daily life. It's always daily life, but the daily lives is different all around Brazil,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And sertanejo is huge. Like it's I can see that it's growing up. You can see in other countries like Nossa, assim você me mata, you know, and another of sertanejo songs. And now you have funk, which is like
Yeah.
from São Paulo,
From
and
here.
it is a little bit of Miami influence, Miami by beats, right,
Mm.
from US. It's more like electronic songs, and again, it's for dancing, but the lyrics it's more about ostentation and woman. It's,
Yeah.
you know, there are some people that hate, or and other people that love,
Yeah. Yeah.
and but you know, this is the like the teenagers and young people here just, you know, listen funk here, like it's huge. And I
Yeah.
can see in other places the funk is like huge,
Yeah.
huge. They have a lot of songs, like even can say any kind of song, right?
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, we also have here the funk is already here in Europe. You can go to some Brazilian foreigner parties, and in some moment you listen some funky playing, and people just trying to copy or dancing like the people from favelas, etc. And yeah,
Yeah, it's really characteristic. Like you see, it's
yeah,
funk.
yeah. Yeah, it's
It's
very
like tuk,
funky.
tak, tak, tuk, tak. It's
Yeah,
always that, like the beat. It's very very characteristic, right?
yeah, very characteristic. Yeah, yeah, indeed.
And I know that you teach, right?
Yeah, I teach. Yes, I teach
But
sing
instruments or
voice.
sing.
Yeah, sing voice. It's not only for singers for who wants to be professional singers, but also to people that want to improve they speak. People that work with conference speeches, like people that train another people to companies, and people YouTubers, people that create
Oh,
bloggers, etc. for internet. So I have like a personalized class, so I teach for different my students have different goals. When they search for me, they search because of a specific reason, not only because they want to be a singer or they want to become a singer. I also have musicians and singers as students, but I also have students that they come because they want to prove they want to improve, or also they have like problems to breath, to in hell, like they have problems, and burnout, people that work a lot. And so it's like they use the singing class as kind of therapy, like to calm down, because the sing put your anxiety level a bit more down, and then this is can be very nice, and you feel more relaxed, more connected. And so, as I said, it's very personalized. I create a different type of classes, but only about like sing and techniques, to improve the work that we work the muscles of the face, etc., and the breath as well. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that was my question, because are there any main subjects that they want to reach? Like, I want to play Brazilian songs, or I want to, you know, speak Portuguese,
Yes.
or something like that?
Yeah. I already had the foreigner students that they was learning Brazilian music, and they came to me. And so as I teach in 3 languages, so I teach in Portuguese to Portuguese speakers, or to foreigners that they are learning Portuguese, or they want to learn, and they need to practice the music and improve the way to speak, and in English or in Spanish. So I teach in 3 languages. And I already had like foreigner students that they want to go into the Brazilian repertoire. They already sing in English or in another language, but they were learning playing guitar and singing Portuguese, and they came like to improve the lyrics, the way that they sing.
So yeah, I think that we could bring that Brazilian influence in music, and it was really fun to do it. And I was like, I'm really impressed, because we could talk about the influence of Portugal, of Fado, which is I didn't know about that information, and I learned a little bit, so that's really fun. Where can we find you, like, if you want to learn Brazilian music or sing?
Yes, so you can find me in Spotify or SoundCloud or Instagram by Romi Brazil. My Instagram is Romi _ Brazil _ official with 2 F's, like in English. And YouTube as well. My channel is a bit small right now, but my main social media right now is Instagram. So you can find me on Instagram, and we can talk. You can send me DM, etc. So
And yeah, I'm Andrey, Brazilian Buddy. I'm in YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify. Just go like search Brazilian Buddy. I'm there. So guys, I hope you like it. That's it, and ciao.
ciao. Thank you very much. Bye bye.